The COVID-19 numbers are suddenly spiking. The government has responded by re-energizing its efforts to keep the virus at bay by prohibiting gatherings, amongst other measures. Now, in Nkereta area of Narok North constituency, a very important cultural rite of passage recently took place. And as Stephen Leto tells us, the pandemic has completely changed how these Maasai cultural gatherings are carried out. Take a look.
This forest setting is converted into a cultural arena. This is the Ilmeshuki Manyata, which was set up 45 days old. Nobody is allowed here unless permitted by the cultural chief, who must consult his cabinet. And after seeking permission on a Sunday morning, I am granted approval to move to the next step. My hair colored with a red substance, symbolic and of key significance in any Maasai cultural ceremony. For anything, it is prayer time. 271 homesteads have been constructed in a circular design, leaving the center as the stage for the ceremony, and over 900 bulls will be slaughtered. The Ilmeshuki age group have gathered with their families to transition from their age set to adulthood. I am ushered into the chief's house by his wife Joyce. She tells me this is the engine that runs the Manyata, whose population is over 1,000 Morans.
We play, we sing throughout the night. Our husbands are singing there, the ladies are singing in another corner, our children are playing during the night.
Sherehe hii ni ya tatu ambayo inaitwa Olngesher ceremony, ambayo sasa sisi rika yetu wa kushoto na wa kulia tutapatanishwa kuwa kitu moja ili sasa tuwe wazee.
This house, you never go hungry. The chief's wife must at all times be ready for guests who from time to time come to pay tribute. Wow. Unlike other similar ceremonies in the past, the COVID-19 pandemic has turned the tables upside down. The warriors transitioning from one age group to another have to make other considerations. They go through the rite of passage while at the same time strictly observing the COVID-19 rules to keep the virus out of the Manyata. Everyone outside the Manyata is asked to put on a face mask. For the young men aged over 30 years, their chance to acquire a new position in society cannot be silenced by the pandemic.
Before COVID, we used to do a very big Manyata. But because of this COVID pandemic, we are doing it on a very, very little scale.
But right now, because of the pandemic, we had to reduce the number. Most of the people wanted to come. Most of the houses could be here, but because of it, we have reduced.
At every homestead around, water points have been installed for hand washing. For similar ceremonies in the past, without restrictions, Morans will roam at night as they await their death with culture. During our stay, the Israel ambassador to Kenya, Obed Joseph, paid a visit to the Manyata. He is taken through the COVID-19 safety protocols, proper masking, and hand washing. He says he learnt of the ceremony on social media after noticing a flag that was erected in the Manyata resembled an Israeli flag. He came to find out more.
So I wish to thank all the leadership of this beautiful community in this Manyata for inviting me to see in person how they celebrate this important event of in the culture of Maasai.
At 2 p.m., lunch is served. This drink, made from traditional herbs collected from the forest, forms part of the appetizer.
It is like a beer.
A mix of a traditional brew is also served. Roast meat is placed on top of selected leaves and sliced into pieces. The cultural chiefs must feed first before the rest. As sunset approaches, it is time for outsiders to leave the Manyata. Sacred traditions will now be performed away from the public glare. Despite the situation that the entire globe finds itself in, the Maasai traditional chiefs find themselves between a rock and a hard place, trying to balance the rite of passage and ensuring that they stay safe from the coronavirus. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV, Nchura Eabori, Narok North Constituency, Narok County.